Hanover man charged following 2023 shooting. A 26-year-old man from Hanover was slapped with several charges after a man was shot in Brissett District, Lucy, in the parish on Sunday, October 29, 2023. He is Stephen Blake, otherwise called Braff, a laborer of Macquarie District, Hopewell. Blake was charged with winning with intent, shooting with intent, unauthorized possession of a prohibited weapon, possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Reports from the Lucy police are that about 9:05 p.m., a man was driving his motor car along the roadway when a white Toyota Axia drove up and a man opened gunfire at him. When the shooting subsided, the man was seen suffering from gunshot wounds. He was assisted to hospital where he was treated. On Friday, January 19, Blake was arrested and subsequently charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Security guard killed in Broadgate, St. Mary. A 34-year-old female security guard was shot and killed early Saturday night in an apparent home invasion. Police say the victim, Jody Buchanan, was alone at a two-bedroom house she shared with her father when a lone masked gunman reportedly entered the house through a back door. The gunman allegedly opened fire at Buchanan, killing her on the spot before making his escape. The police were called and the deceased was reportedly found lying on her back in her bed with several gunshot wounds to her upper body. No motive for the killing has been established. The St. Mary Criminal Investigative Bureau are investigating. Man found with throat slash in Clarendon. A man was found with his throat slash in Rocky Point, Clarendon on Saturday. According to reports, police were alerted to the scene after residents reportedly heard a loud commotion at the Bubble Vibes bar at about 11:50 p.m. A man who has been identified as Aubrey Robertson was later observed near the entrance of the establishment with his throat slash. The man's grey Toyota car was parked a few meters from the scene. Saturday's incident is the first homicide recorded in the parish since the start of the year. NCU facing new challenges. Mandeville-based Northern Caribbean University NCU has concluded that the recent opening Maypen to Williamsfield Highway is driving some students and workers away from the institution. The university's president, Professor Linton Edwards, says many landlords have increased their rent prices because of the highway, which reduces the travel time from Manchester to Kingston. Professor Edwards says some students and workers have told them that the price for rent has increased by 50%. He says NCU is seeking to purchase lands to build houses for students and workers that will make rent prices more affordable. Professor Edwards also noted that the government's recent public sector compensation adjustments has made it difficult for private institutions like NCU to retain lecturers who are now being enticed by more attractive salaries in the state-run colleges and universities. Opposition alarm at decision to interdict NEPA officer. The parliamentary opposition has expressed shock over the decision of the National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA to interdict its officer who first breaches at the controversial Charlemont Drive apartment complex. The individual was indicted last week. According to leaked document, the officer who was sent on interdiction on January 17 pending further investigations is accused of bringing NEPA into disrepute and inefficient work performance in that he failed to carry out established enforcement procedures in regards to monitoring the development. In an interview, opposition spokesman on Finance and Public Service Julian Robinson said he was baffled by the decision of NEPA. He said the officer who alerted NEPA of the alleged breach should not be facing disciplinary action for doing his job. He urged NEPA to tell the country how it arrived at that decision. The Charlemont Drive development is owned by President of the National Water Commission Mark Barnett and his wife, Annette Francis Barnett. The couple escaped prosecution for breaching the environmental permit for their development at the time, as it has expired by the time action was initiated. Trelawney man killed after his car overturned on the Hyndman Road. The Trelawney police have recorded the first road fatality since the start of the year, when a man died as a result of injuries he sustained when the motor car he was driving overturned in the parish Saturday evening. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old Andrew Brown, a truck driver of a Falmouth Trelawney address. According to the Corporate Communications Unit, Brown was driving a Toyota motor vehicle along the Hyde Main Road in Trelawney at about 6 p.m. when he lost control of the vehicle, which overturned and ran over a ditch. Brown sustained multiple injuries and died on the spot. The Falmouth police are investigating. The Trelawney Police Division recorded 21 road fatalities in 2023. Police Commissioner says over 50 gangs have been disrupted by the security force. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson says over 50 gangs have been disrupted by the security force. Speaking at a vehicle handover ceremony on Friday, Commissioner Anderson said despite the challenges, police officers remain resilient in their fight against crime. The commissioner also expressed confidence in the ability of his officers to reduce crime across the country. He noted that cops are able to leverage their connections to various networks in society to aid in fighting crime.
We'll continue to go after those criminal gangs who are creating mayhem in our society. We have 5 of them at the moment before the courts. Over 50 gang members on the anti-gang. We have another 4 to come right behind them. This is not going to stop anytime soon until they stop. But what the JCF has going for it are the men and women who are out there every day, that first line of defense, who put themselves in harm's way every day for the rest of Jamaica. And we see this well-trained group of Jamaicans who have decided to put themselves in harm's way for everyone else, to make them be better able to get the results that we want. We had some good results last year, and by all indications this year, we seem to be continuing that trend. I'm pretty confident that as we go forward, the impact of all what we're doing is going to continue to have an effect in crime reduction, in public order, in support to the police force. It's a pivotal agency in the society. I don't know that there's a part of the society that we do not intersect with, that does not interface with us. Everyone does. And what that provides for us is a network that reaches in to all aspects of the society. And therefore, every police officer, even though they're operating as a police officer, as a constable in their own right, they're plugged into a system that stretches all across the country and should feel confident that they can leverage that system to support what they're doing.
1,000 goats imported to boost local stock. Over 1,000 goats have been imported into the island since April of last year under the National Sumo Ruminant Development Program. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Floyd Green made the disclosure during the Hanover leg of the new phase of food engagement session at the Grand Palladium Resort in the parish on Thursday. The government has only brought in 200, so it's a farmer who has brought in the other 800, and they're using them to build their herds, he said. Launched in 2021, the Sumo Ruminant program is geared towards rapidly increasing the population of primarily goats in order to increase local production, productivity, and the quality of Sumo ruminant meat and milk. Farmers looking to bring in goats to boost their herd can do so duty-free under the program. Green is encouraging goat farmers to take advantage of the initiative and others through the ministry. If you are in Sumo ruminant goat farming, we can come and help you with artificial insemination to help you get better breed stock, he stated. The ministry's new phase of food campaign is geared towards driving food security, agribusiness development, climate change technologies, and export expand. The ministry has been embarking on island-wide engagement sessions to sensitize farmers and other stakeholders under the campaign. Churches urged to prioritize child protection. The island churches are being urged to give more focus to protecting and prioritizing the nation's children as cases of child abuse continue to plague the country. Child Protection and Family Services Agencies CPFSA CEO Laureate Adams-Thomas made the call in an address to members of the Adventist Uniform Group Pathfinders in Mount Salem on Saturday, June 13, 2024. While Adams-Thomas' revelation that each month the CPFSA received just over 1,000 reports of child abuse was not new data, the scale of the problem started with more than 600 young leaders and pathfinders at the Seventh-day Adventist Church Conference Center. Every month we receive approximately 1,200 reports of child abuse, highlighting what I would say is the harsh reality that many of our children are currently facing. The issue is not just a statistics, it's a call to action. It's a call that echoes through our communities that we need to act, Adams-Thompson said, adding, globally, violence against our children remains a challenge and unfortunately, Jamaica is not exempted. According to her, a study done by the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, revealed 80% of Jamaican children experience various forms of violence at home, while other 65% endure bullying at school. This is a stark reminder that our children need our protection. They need our support and guidance now more than ever. That is why the role of the church is protecting and prioritizing our children is so important. It's not just a responsibility, it's a divine calling, Adams Thomas told the audience. So, as a church community, I would want to implore you to answer the call to protect and prioritize our children. Together with the assistance and guidance of the church, we can create a safer and more nurturing environment for our future leaders, our future pastors, teachers, our builders of our nation, the CPFSA head stated. She appealed to children and youth to report any form of abuse. Talk to a trusted adult, or if it's happening to someone you know, you need to talk to someone you can trust, she advised, adding that the church can play a role by informing its congregants about child abuse, which can be done through its Sabbath school and youth group gatherings. Dr. Lauren Vernal, the SDA's Women's, Children and Adolescent Ministries Director, agreed, saying the church has over the years been educating members about their responsibility to children. We have a zero-tolerance approach for any type of child abuse. This issue of child abuse is not for the church to privately deal with because we are guided by the Child Care and Protection Act. We inform members that any act of abuse of our children must be reported to the relevant authorities, including the police, Dr. Vernal stated. I call on all people, including parents, teachers, and caregivers, who believe that abuse of our children is their right and privilege, to desist from such belief and behavior, as many are marred for life. I implore you instead to seek professional help through counseling and therapy, she stated. The SDA's Youth Ministry Director, Pastor Dane Fletcher, said it was relevant for the CPFSA reinforcement for the priority that must be placed on preserving the innocence of youth and protecting them from abusers. The church is not a perfect place. Should there be church abusers in our company masquerading themselves as caring young leaders, we want to sound the alarm that the Adventist Church has a zero-tolerance approach towards child abuse and violence towards children, Fletcher stated. We hope that the presentation by Mrs. Adams Thompson will stem the tide of abuse, irrespective of how mild the abuse might be, Fletcher added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.